Assalamu alaikum. Now I invite Maulana Hadi Yassin to give his lecture.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Once again, congratulations on the arrival of month of Ramadan. I ask Allah to accept all our prayers, our amal, our dua, and our fastings, inshallah. 5 minutes of ahkam, as we promised. So, inshallah, before this speech, we review some of the ahkam of the fasting of month of Ramadan altogether, inshallah. The first and most important mubtil or factor which void the fasting of Ramadan is eating and drinking, as all of us we know. Of course, when we say eating and drinking, for someone who knows and who is aware, eating and drinking purposely will cause problem that void the fasting, and also it will cause the kafara, that person should pay the kafara and do the qaza, of course. There are some other ahkam in this aspect that I would like to mention. Number one, if at the time of the Fajr Salat, the Fajr, Azan al-Fajr, that we have to start the fasting from that time, if someone has a food in his mouth or her mouth, and all of a sudden realizes that there's Azan or hear the voice of Azan, or somehow realizes that that's the time of Azan, that person should take whatever is in the mouth or water out and do not continue eating or drinking. That's for sure. If that person continues eating and drinking purposely, of course, then not only after Ramadan, that day fasting is batil. Not only after Ramadan, they have to do the qaza, but they have to pay the kafare amd and purposely as well, which we'll talk about the kafare in another time, inshallah. So that's very important. And as soon as we realize if the food is in the mouth, so take it out. And for ihtiyat, 3 times spit out to make sure everything is out and mouth is clear. The second topic is that during the day in Ramadan, when you're fasting, if something was stuck in between your teeth and it comes out, you shouldn't eat it. You should spit it out. If the person eats it purposely, the same thing is purposely eating something, and that will cause issue, and the fasting is batil. The question happens here, is it wajib for us to brush our teeth or to floss our teeth or not? In a regular situation, no, it's not wajib. But if someone knows if they don't brush their teeth or floss their teeth, something will be stuck in between their teeth and throughout the day comes out, then it is important and wajib for them to brush their teeth or to floss to make sure everything is clean. But if someone knows, no, that's fine, then it's okay. Of course, it's recommended definitely before the azan to brush your teeth and make sure the mouth is clean all the time. The third point and hukm and regulation is about, some people ask about, if I feel dizzy, if I feel thirsty, if I feel tired and fatigued, can I break my fast? No. In a regular situation, dizziness, feeling thirsty or tired and fatigued are not the shari reasons to break your fast. However, if these feelings are causing extreme hardship for someone, remember this quyud, extreme hardship for some people or someone that is not usually tolerable. The extreme hardship to the level is not usually tolerable. That person can eat or drink as little as get rid of the issue, as little as getting rid of the symptom that they have. For example, a little bit of the water, so it's not as extreme thirst as well as it was before. And then, however, the rest of the day, this person should keep fasting and do not do anything else. That's what is important. So a little bit of water, okay, your thirst, that hardship thirst is gone, but do not eat anything else or drink anything else, and don't do anything else to break your fast. However, if someone is sick because of the sickness cannot tolerate it, for example, someone who has kidney stone and the doctor said it's harmful for you to fast, they shouldn't fast, and you should multiple times throughout the day drink water. So this person, of course, should drink water throughout the day, and it doesn't cause problems. They shouldn't fast. Fasting is not wajib for this person, right? So that's the important part here. That's the difference, rather than someone who just feel the hardship. And the person who is sick, then they can do anything else throughout the day too. Anything, eating more or breaking their fast for any other reason. Inshallah, we'll continue the ahkam. Once again, thank you so much. And I ask Allah to accept all our prayers, our inshallah, amal and fasting. And inshallah, we'll listen to the beautiful beneficial lecture of my dear brother, Hujjatul Islam, inshallah, Shaykh Rasoul Naghavi, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
أعوذ بالله.
Now I invite Sheikh Maulana Rasoul Naqvi to please address us.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي خلق الخلائق بقدرته ونشر الرياح برحمته ووتد بالصخور ميدان أرضه ثم الصلاة والسلام على النير الأعظم ونتيجة العالم أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم سيما الحجة بقية الله في الأراضين روحي وأرواح العالمين لتراب مقدمه فداء. Dear brothers and sisters, Salamun alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all the a'mal that you are doing in these blessed days and nights, in the blessed nights of the months of Ramadan. And thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who gave me another opportunity to be with my dear brothers and sisters. The topic that I'm going inshallah to talk about tonight is regarding some of the a'mal that we do throughout the year, especially in the blessed months of Ramadan. It is the topic that we are going to talk tonight and inshallah tomorrow night is about the Zahir and the Batin of our A'mal. By Zahir, I mean the inner, like all of our A'mal has a Zahir, which is the shell, which is the outer layer of our A'mal, and also has a Batin, an inner layer, which is more deep level understanding of our A'mal. So I'm going to, inshallah, to talk about these two. The Zahir, which is the esoteric layer, that is the surface layer, and the shell, if you want to talk about, think about any walnut or any nut, it has a shell and it has a core. And so all of our A'mal is also very similar to this. Has a shell, has a Zahir, has a outer layer, has a surface layer, and has also an inner layer, a batin, an esoteric dimension to all of them. So to be able to understand this concept, I think we need to have a case study. And our case study is going to be in 4 different topics that I'm trying to cover, inshallah, tonight, one of them, and the rest of them for other nights. The first one, which I'm going to cover tonight, the first case study regarding the Zahir and the Batin of our Amal is the pure fact of dua. This is the months of Ramadan, the months of dua, the months that many of you spend a lot of time reciting Munajat Sha'baniyah, reciting Dua al-Iftitah, reciting other du'as. So it's better for us to understand what is the real meaning of the dua, what is the Zahir of the dua, what is the dua that we do, and what is the dua that our A'imma are doing. What is the dua as we do right now? What should be the dua as we should do it? So what is and what should be? What is meaning the way that we do the du'as, and what should is the way that our Aimma alayhim salam were doing it. So the inner aspects and the outer aspect. the shell and also the core, the surface and also the philosophy. This is the topic that we are going to talk about. And tonight we cover the dua because, of course, it is obvious that these nights are the nights of dua, the blessed months of Ramadan, the nights that we pray, we do dua a lot, and of course, we need to talk about it. Before entering to explain what is the inner aspects of dua, inner layer of the dua, and what is the shell and the zahir aspect of the dua, I want to explain 2 points and answer 2 questions regarding dua itself. The question number one is the question that we many times we hear about dua, and they tell me, Maulana, I pray a lot, but there is no answer. So should we even be concerned about the response of the dua? And which one even is more important? Is the dua more important, or the response from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is more important? Which one of the two is more important? So first, let's talk about the importance of the dua. The dua in and out of itself is important for us. Why? Because a person, dua is like the energy that our soul need, is the way that we need to charge our real soul, our ruh, our spirit, and be connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The dua is the knocking at the door of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we need it. Whether there is a response or not, that's a secondary issue. So we need the dua. We need to knock the door of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala without having any concern of if there is a response or not. And if we even pay more attention to the meaning of response from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, please pay attention to understand what does it mean for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to respond to our prayers. Let's just for a minute think about what is the meaning of response to a dua, al-istijaba. What is the meaning of istijaba? Because the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is everywhere, is absolute, it's mutlaq, right? So if his blessing is mutlaq, it doesn't make any sense for him not to respond to us. Let me give you an example. The example of blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is like when it's raining outside, right? When it's raining outside, if you wanted to get benefited from the rain, if you want to refresh yourself, your body, your face with the tarawa of water to refreshen yourself with rain, what is the way of doing it? Exposing yourself to the water. If you expose yourself to the rain is gonna shower you and you're gonna get fresh. But if you don't expose yourself, of course that's not gonna happen. The rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the response of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is like that rain, which is showering, which is like this, it's running from the sky. It is on every one of us. If you're exposing yourself to this rain, to this rahmah, you have been respond. You got what you want. So the matter is not about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala responding to us. It is about us exposing to his rahmah. It is about us going to his rahmah. It's not that he's going to respond. It would be like me having a container, right, in my hand and going to the rain, but the container is the other way around. If the container is the other way around, if my bowl is the other way around, I wouldn't be able to capture any water, right? It's not that the water is not, the rain is not answering me. It is that I am not exposing myself. I am not making myself ready for this rain, for this rahmah. So The answer is always there. If there is a dua, the answer is always there. So that's number one. That's point number one. Point number two, regarding a misconception that we have, some of us may think that dua is not like salat. Salat is wajib, but dua is not wajib. Coming to the door of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and knocking and asking, that's not wajib. Maybe some of us think like that. But according to many verses of Quran, that's not the case. Dua is also wajib. According to this verse from Surah Al-Mu'min, ayah number 40, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَقَالَ رَبُّكُمْ أُدْعُونِي أَسْتَجِبْ لَكُمْ. Your Lord said, Ud'uni, ask me, and I will respond. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يَسْتَكْبِرُونَ عَنْ عِبَادَتِي. The ones who are mustakbir and who do not do my ibadah, سَيَدْخُلُونَ جَهَنَّمَ دَاخِرِينَ. They will go to the hellfire. So these two sentences, if you pay attention to these two sentences, sentence number one says, ayah number 40 of Surah Al-Mu'min says, قَالَ رَبُّكُمْ أُدْعُونِي أَسْتَجِبْ لَكُمْ. Your Lord said, Udu'uni, pray, and I will respond. And in the second sentence says, Inna alladhina yastakbiruna an ibadati. The ones who do not do this ibadah, meaning what? Meaning dua, meaning asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What happens to them? The ones who do not do, sayadkhuluna jahannam dakhirin. They're gonna face the hellfire. In explaining this ayah, Imam Sajjad alayhi salam says, وَقُلْتَ أُدْعُونِي in Sahifa Sajjadiyya in the dua number 26, he says, فَسَمَّيْتَ دُعَاءَكَ إِبَادَةً. You called asking you ibadah. You named it, you called it ibadah. وَتَرْكَهُ إِسْتِكْبَارًا. And you told everyone who do not come and knocks your door, that person is mustakbir. That person is taking the wrong pride in himself. وَتَوَعَدْتَ عَنْ دُخُولِهِ جَهَنَّمَ دَاخِرِينَ. And you said, if you don't ask me, your place is in the hellfire. So that's about the importance of dua itself. But let's go to the topic that we are talking about the zahir and the batin of a'mal. And the case number one for zahir and batin of our a'mal is dua itself. So what is the zahir of the dua? What is the dua as the way that we do it? The way that we do the dua is that we come and ask, this is the zahir, right? This is the surface layer of dua. We ask, okay, what was the dua that our Aim alayhi salam were reciting this night? What was the dua that our Aim alayhi salam were reciting on the Friday or Friday morning or Friday or Thursday evening or on the nights of Qadr or on the day of Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and during the weeks? So we ask, what was the dua that Imam Sajjad was reciting? I want to recite that dua, right? So that's basically the way that we do. What dua, when was recited by our Aim alayhi salam, and how they were pronouncing it, how they were asking it. So that's the zahir that many us follow. So which zikr they said, how many times they said it. So this is what we normally do. This is the dua as we do it. So now the question is, let's go and ask ourselves about the philosophy of dua, right? If we go to the philosophy of dua, what we see is that it is really different. It is really different from the outer aspect or the surface or the zahir of the dua, meaning that probably we do not get most of the things that we want from the dua. Meaning that probably the dua that Imam Sajjad was reciting, that's not exactly the dua that I should recite. Or I have to go through different prayers of Imam Sajjad and find what is my dua in many of the dua and the collections that Imam Sajjad alayhi salam had. Meaning, it would be difficult to have one prescription for the entire ummah to recite a dua. Let me go a little bit deeper in that. And I appreciate if there is any question to send it to the dear administrators, and they're gonna inshallah send it to me, and we're gonna talk about it. But please pay attention. We are talking about the real philosophy and the meaning of dua. Let's go deeper into the meaning and find the bottom of the dua. Let's go to the inner dimension of the dua, which is the esoteric dimension of the dua, not the exoteric dimension of the dua, which dua as we do it. Okay, so let's talk about it. What is that? We need to start from the meaning of dua. It's actually very simple, but because we have been trained and we have this some wrong habits in ourselves and in our communities, that it needs a little bit more attention for us to understand the real meaning of dua. Well, dua means da'wa. It comes from dal, ain, wav, which are the three roots in Arabic letter. You know that all the Arabic and Hebrew, all of the words go back to three different roots. And if you change the design and the order of these roots and add letters before or after, you can make many different words from it. So dua comes from the word da'wa, meaning asking for something, right? Meaning calling for something. And so when you're calling someone, and there are two other words here. Munajat is one, and nida is the other one. Munajat is when you are very close to someone, like when your mouth is very close to the ear of the person. That's najwa. That's when you are whispering. The other word is nida. Nida is when you are very far, right? When you are very far, you're shouting. That's nida. Dua is in the middle. So if you're very close, that's munajat. If you're middle, that's dua. If you're far, that's nida, right? There is this hadith from Hazrat Musa alayhi salam. It says that أَقَرِيبٌ أَنْتَ فَأُنَاجِيكَ أَمْ بَعِيدٌ فَأُنَادِيكَ. Are you close so to, Ya Allah, are you close so I can do munajat? Or if you are far, so I can do nida, right? So dua is not munajat, and it's not nida. It's in the middle. It's in between, right? Which can include both, right? So means that dua means when you have something, when you have a need inside you, and then you ask someone to respond to that need, right? Again, pay attention. So there is a process here. There is a process, and the dua is actually end of a process, not the beginning of the process. Please pay attention. Dua happens at the end of the process. What is the beginning? The beginning is that when you are aware of a need. So the awareness of the process, the awareness of a need. That's number one. That's the step one. Step two is when you are consistently thinking about that, when you're consistently thinking about that need. So you're consistently thinking, it becomes your concern, right? That's step number two, thinking over and over and over again. Eventually, when you think about it, the beauty of that need or the necessity of that need becomes very obvious to you because you have been concentrating on it, right? That's step number three. And at the end, you come and ask for it. say, I need that, right? I need that. That I need that, or asking for it, praying for it, that is the end of the process, meaning you have realized your need. You have thought about it and you consistently were thinking about it to the second that, to the point that it's your concern, right? You're worried about it. And then it becomes the thing which is happening inside, it becomes, you utter it with your mouth, you utter it with your tongue, right? That is dua. So a real dua starts from the bottom of your heart after realizing the need. Are you with me? After realizing the need. So the dua is based on the need. Please pay attention. The dua is based on the need. And if you're not worried, if your heart is not occupied with it, if your mind is not busy thinking about it, that's just laghlaqi zaban. Laghlaqi zaban, meaning it is only a surface. It is only a zahir. It is only a shell, which does not have the core. What was the core in the dua? The core was realizing the need. Okay, if you go to that, then you would realize that many of the things that we do is actually based only on the dahir, meaning I saw that person is reciting that dua. Okay, let me go and recite it. Well, do you really have that need? I didn't even think about it. It is like you're going and reciting and using the medicine of another person, right? Because the dua is coming off, is the appearance, is the reflection, is the manifestation of a need of another person. Well, if you're sharing the needs, that's something else, but you still realize that you share that need. You still realize that you need that, and you utter it based on your own feeling, not because another person said it, I will say it. Not because Imam Sadiq alayhi salam or Imam Sajjad alayhi salam recited it, I will recite it. No. Because Imam Sadiq alayhi salam realized that need, he asked for it. I also realized that need, I also asked for it. That is the real obedience and being the real follower of Imam Sadiq alayhi salam. When you follow Imam Sadiq alayhi salam from A to Z, not only on the outer, not only on the dahir, not only on the shell of the dua. There is this, if you pay attention to this, to the process of dua, something becomes clear. And that is, it is impossible for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to respond a dua without that need. Because if the dua is laghlaqi zaban, is only coming from the tongue and there is no real need, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to respond? There is no need. That need is the container for the response. And if that container does not exist, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to respond? You don't have the container. The dua is half of the ijabah. The dua is half of the ijabah. The dua is the container of the ijabah because you have the need. And if you don't feel the need, you don't have the container and there is no response, and it is impossible for any response to exist. And it is impossible for any response to exist. Let me recite this part of dua, Joshan al-Kabir. It says, Ya Habiba man la Habiba lah. You will become a Habib for a person who does not Habib, who realizes that he needs a Habib. Ya Tabib man la tabib lah. You are the Tabib. For whom? For a person who realized that I need a Tabib. I don't have any Tabib other than you. Ya Mujib man la mujib lah. You are the Mujib. You are responding to a person who doesn't have any Mujib, who is in need, desperately looking for a response. And you are that Mujib. You see? And all of it, Ya Rafiqa man la Rafiqa lah, the same thing. Ya Mughitha man la Mughitha lah, the same thing. Ya Dalila man la Dalila lah, the same thing. If you're not feeling that you're lost, how are you asking for guidance? Like that need doesn't exist there. Does not exist there. Or Ya Anisa man la Anisa lah, the same thing. Ya Rahima man la Rahima lah, the same thing. Ya Sahiba man la Sahiba lah, the same thing. All of these are referring to only one thing, that if there is no real need, there is no real dua. Well, Maulana, you're making it even more difficult. Up till now, we were just going and reciting Dua al-Kumail and we were happy with it. We were reciting Dua al-Nudba and we were happy with it. We were reciting Dua al-Jawshan al-Kabir and we were happy with it. Now you're telling us not to do it? No, of course not. I'm saying go and find that shared need. Go and find it. If you don't find it, the same problem that I told you is going to happen, right? If you don't feel a need, that's the worst thing. You know, sometimes our heart dies to the point that we don't feel we need anything. That's the real problem. So now you should ask, and I should ask, how I can create this need in myself. How I can create that passion in myself. How I can feel that need in my heart. And for that, I think two things are important. Number one is reading the biography of our great scholars. When you read it, you find that passion. You compare yourself to where they are, and then you would be able to find the need, to see what you are missing. And number two is being around friends who are feeling that need. The friends who are passionate about their needs and they are following it. If you read those biographies, and if you be around those people, probably you will gradually be able to find your real need. And you know what? That could be one dua itself. Asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and saying, Ya Allah, you know what? I am so lost that I don't even know what I need. That could be a good dua. Tonight, when you're waking for sahur, just few minutes, go to the balcony, see the sky, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Allah, I really don't know what I need. I am literally lost. Find me. Help me to find you. Help me to find myself. I know if I find myself, I'm going to find you. Ask Allah and tell him, Ya Allah, وَلَا تَجْعَلَ الدُّنْيَا أَكْبَرَ هَمِّنَا. Do not let the lower desires to be my greatest passions and my greatest needs and my greatest concern. No, do not let the lowest desires to be my greatest concerns. ولا تجعل الدنيا أكبر همنا ولا تسلط علينا من لا يرحمنا ولا تجعل مصيبتنا في ديننا. Do not put the bala in our religion. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as we are breaking, as we are getting ready for breaking our fast, to respond to all of our prayers. Barakat salawat ala Muhammad wa ale Muhammad. See you inshallah tomorrow night. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah Maulana. Thank you so much for the lovely speech there. Please recite a loud salawat for the Bulandiya Darjat of Maulana Shaykh Rasoul Naghavi. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Before we wrap our program tonight, please recite a Fatiha for all your marhumin and marhumats, especially for our sponsors, marhumin and marhumat, including their names are as follows: Mir Kazim Ali Al Husseini, Sayyid Muhammad Abul Fazl Musawi, Mir Amanat Ali, Ahmadi Begum, Sayyid Abbas Hussain Musawi, Sayyid Nisa Begum, Wilayat Nisa Begum, and Sayyid Muhammad Kazim Musawi. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And with that, Nazreen, we're gonna close our program for tonight. Thank you.